34 states and cities have approved ongoing monthly checks in the amount of $200 up to $1,000 for the low income. I have all the details and the full list right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I want to discuss the full list of 34 states and cities that have approved ongoing monthly checks for the low income. Now, these checks depend on the location and, of course, how much those individuals are going to be getting, but they range anywhere between about $200 and $1,000 every single month, and I want to bring you that full list right here in the video, so let's get into it and discuss the details a little bit further. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, looking through all this new information hitting the wire, doing all the necessary research, and breaking it all down into these short videos so I can point out any new programs, just like what we're going to be talking about right here in this video, as well as anything in regards to money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus, or anything else like that, as well as all the new bills, packages, proposals, amendments, new pieces of legislation, or anything else coming out of lawmakers and or the administration. There's a lot of things that are happening right now, and of course, I want to bring it to your attention right away. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and also remember, I am here for you in any way that I possibly can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again. Subscribe down below, and let's get into it and talk about the full list of 34 states and cities sending out ongoing monthly checks for the low income, otherwise known as guaranteed basic income programs. Now, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for any length of time now, you probably heard me talk about this. I've been talking about this for probably 2.5 years now, where I've been talking about universal basic income, guaranteed basic income, otherwise known as just plain old monthly checks. All the fancy names, it's all literally the same thing, monthly checks for the low income. So, in this video, I want to break down a full list of all of these different locations across the country. Now, here's the thing. This does not even include the entire list. In fact, there's about 60 of these programs out there right now, but this list is going to include 34 of them. Now, here's the thing. Of course, this is not a federal program, as in it's not administered by the federal government, but rather these are programs on, like I said, the state level, the city level, the county level, on very isolated levels as well. But I want to point these out for you because you never know. Maybe you're located in one of these locations and you might be eligible for it. If you can grab some free money on an ongoing monthly basis that is no strings attached, wouldn't it kind of make sense to grab it? I mean, yes, right? The answer is always yes. If there's a program out there that you can be eligible for, why not take advantage of it, right? So what I'm going to do in just a minute here, I'm going to bring my wife Corey in, and she's going to read through this full list. Here's what I want to encourage you to do. Now, obviously, I can make a dedicated video and break down all the details of every single one of these programs. However, that would be a lot of videos, and that would be a lot of very, very specific content focused on that. Now, again, these programs across the entire country encompass a lot of people, okay? There's a lot of people that are encompassed within these. However, here's what I'm going to do. With that list that I'm going to have Corey come in and read for you, here's what I would encourage. If your city, if your state, or if any of the following that on that list actually pertain to you, as in if you're located in the general area, if you're located in the city that's mentioned, if you're located within the state that's mentioned, I would highly recommend you to do a little bit of research on that and to see what the program is about, and again, if you're eligible for it. Now, again, here's the kind of the unfortunate part about these guaranteed basic income programs. These programs have all kinds of eligibility requirements, as in, you know, it's literally the eligibility is different for every single one of these programs. So again, that's why I'm saying I can make a dedicated video about all of these, but here's the thing. The eligibility for each individual program is very, very different. It's all specified to a very specific area. There's a lot of different parameters around it. So here's what I would say. If you're in one of the areas that's mentioned on this list, just do a little bit of research. It shouldn't be that difficult to find. Just simply type in your area and type in something like guaranteed basic income or universal basic income, or maybe the name of the program, or just monthly check program, something like that, and you should be able to find it and find the details to see, hey, am I eligible or am I outside the parameters of what they're looking for? And again, totally depends, right? For example, let me give you an example of just one of them. In New York, they're focusing one of these programs on younger artists. I mean, seriously, that's like a super specific group of people, right? Younger artists, like between the ages of like 18 and 25 or something like that. So, I mean, that's a very specific program, right? And they want to send monthly checks to these individuals. And again, I'm not saying anything like this is bad. I'm just simply saying that is one of the examples of one of the programs. It's like, okay, that's very, very specific. So you got to be, making sure that you're falling in the parameters. So it's kind of a long list here. I'm going to bring Corey in. And again, these are guaranteed basic income programs. And here's another thing that I want to point out as well. There's other things that are happening out there right now across the country. Let me give you just a really quick example here. Because again, this is why we've got to continue watching these programs very closely, because these are popping up in a big, big way across the country. And again, as I've been saying for a couple years now, it's literally only a matter of time until this shows up on the federal level, as in the federal government distributing ongoing monthly checks, like what we saw with stimulus checks and the child tax credit payments. Literally the same thing, just on an ongoing basis. So again, I've been saying it for a while now. It's likely going to happen at some point on the federal level. It's just all these little state programs and all these little city, county programs are basically just revving up to the big federal program. So let me point this out really, really fast here. The state of California just recently announced $25 million. $25 million that was going to be announced, where these programs can be set up all across the state of California, and where these little counties and cities and things like this, little locations within California, can dip in and start using that $25 million to start up these guaranteed basic income programs. So you can see here, this is a state program where the state of California is basically allocating $25 million, where they can just dedicate it to these programs. So again, this is what's happening out there right now. And I want to use that as a quick example, just so you can see kind of the magnitude behind these guaranteed basic income, otherwise known as monthly check programs. All right, so enough out of me. I'm going to get out of here because the list is kind of long, and I want Corey to be able to make it through this without this video turning into a super long video. Anyway, like I said, just do a simple internet search. If your city is on the list, if your state is on the list, simply just look it up and see if you're within the parameters of somebody they're looking for to send out these ongoing monthly checks. All right, with that being said, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, especially if you know somebody located in the areas that I mentioned within this video. And again, go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. There's a lot of good content out there. I'm here for you every single day, no matter what. I want to find all this information for you and break it down in these videos so you can stay posted with what's actually going on. And again, anything out there right now, you can possibly grab money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, ongoing checks, anything else like that. Of course, I want to bring it to your attention. So with that being said, thanks again for watching this. I appreciate it. Have Corey come on in. She's going to read this, and then again, I'll catch you again later in the next video. All right, Corey, take it away, and I'll see you again later in the next video. See ya.
Birmingham, Alabama. Los Angeles, California. There are 2 programs in LA. Marin County, California. Mountain View, California. Oakland, California. Sacramento, California. South San Francisco, California. Santa Clara County, California. Stockton, California. West Hollywood, California. Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia full state. Cook County, Illinois. Gainesville, Florida. Chicago, Illinois. Gary, Indiana. Louisville, Kentucky. New Orleans, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana. Chelsea, Massachusetts. Lynn, Massachusetts. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Jackson, Mississippi. Hudson, New York. New York, New York. Rochester, New York. North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Columbia, South Carolina. Alexandria, Virginia, and Washington, D.C.